here with my first ever book review, which was going to be a double book review. I did record a book review for this, but I guess I didn't upload it and I can't find what I did with it, so I don't know. But so my daughter's watching a movie, so hopefully we can get through this okay. But the first book is A Simple Hope. Now, I've mentioned this before in my haul videos that when I decided to do this series, I'm not actually reading anything on the back. I'm just picking them up. So going off of the covers to see if they kind of seem interesting. This one I picked up because I've always liked the Amish culture. So I thought it would be pretty cool to, I like reading books like about the Amish, about, I don't want to say, okay, how would I say it? Like 18th century, like Pride and Prejudice, that time frame. I love reading books about that. So this one really, really interested me. So it's about this couple, Rachel King and James Lapp. They're basically engaged, and they get into a car accident. They're Amish, get into a car accident. Rachel's fine. Jacob loses feeling basically from the waist down, and he's having a lot of pressure on should he do the right thing and let Rachel go, or should he still pursue it, and also dealing with the pressures of running his family's orchard. So my dog now. And then there's also another girl in here, and I read this a long time ago, so let me see if I can find her name. Oh, Shondell, that was her name. Shondell is an Englisher girl who has a run-in with the couple and kind of entwines their story together. It was a really good book. Each chapter is told by a different character, so it goes from James, Rachel, and Shondell, not really in any particular order. One thing that kind of threw me at first was it would be like Rachel talking, all of a sudden it was James, but it would go back to what was happening when Rachel was telling the story, and it kind of goes back a little bit. So that was the only thing that kind of threw me, but it was a really great book. It just kind of shows that you should never give up on people no matter what their situation is, and I just really like that. So this is definitely a good read. If you want to know what the back is, it just says, ever since the accident that confined him to a wheelchair, James Lapp has fought relentlessly to regain his strength. He knows he must be whole and healthy to run his family's orchard and provide for Rachel King, the young woman he plans to marry. But when he defies his father's wishes and seeks treatment outside their close-knit Amish community, James discovers just how long and treacherous the road to recovery will be. Unwilling to saddle a wife with his troubles, James decides he must part with the woman he loves. Rachel won't give up on her dream of being a devoted wife to James, and it breaks her heart to watch him shut her out. Then their lives change forever when a runaway Englisher girl hides in the Lapp orchard. Rachel and James feel they must risk the disapproval of their families and neighbors to help her. Will the young stranger bring them closer, or will the consequences of his shared secret tear them apart once and for all? Revealing the wonder, plain, and everyday blessing, A Simple Hope burns bright with the power of love to heal even the deepest wounds. This was definitely such a good book, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm going to probably read this again. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to read the back description and then I'm going to tell you what I thought. So I cannot pronounce the last name because it's French, but I'll say the first name. Celia knows her place in the world. A black servant working in the white suburbs of 1960 Johannesburg, she's all too aware of her limitations. Nonetheless, she has found herself a comfortable corner. She has a job, can support her faraway family, and is raising her young child, Miriam. But as racial tensions explode, Celia's world shifts. Her employers decide to flee the political turmoil and move to England, and they ask to adopt Miriam and take her with them. Devastated at the prospect of losing her only daughter, yet unable to deny her child a safer, more promising future, Celia agrees, forever defining both their futures. As Celia fights against the shattering violence of her time, Miriam battles the quiet racism of England, struggling to find her place in a land to which she doesn't belong, until the call of her heritage inexorably draws her back to Africa to discover the truth behind her mother's choices and uncovering a heartbreaking secret from long ago. So this book, oh my gosh, so it's just so heartbreaking to see Celia struggle with coming up with the decision to actually allow her employers to adopt her daughter Miriam, which is her only child, her only daughter. She has 3 other children, all boys, and they live outside of Johannesburg with her mother, and she supports them. She's basically a single parent. Her husband leaves her, and she's seeing all this turmoil going around. She's actually walking with Miriam one day and sees this man get beat up by the police, and it's really traumatizing, and she's trying to shield her daughter from this, so she felt it was best for her to move to England. And it was basically promised to her like an open adoption. They were going to send her letters, they were going to visit. None of that ever happened, so she struggles like, why did I do this? Why did I make this decision? And Miriam is kind of dealing with racism in England, being basically the only person with the color of her skin in her school or around the part of England where they're at. And she gets bullied, and finally she does meet a friend, and everything's going good for her for a while, and then things take a downhill, and then it goes back up, and she finally just does not feel at home in England and decides to trace her roots back to Africa. And she ends up meeting back up with Celia, who drops a bomb on her basically. I was so shocked. I did not see it coming whatsoever. I'm not going to ruin the book for you, but I've seen several copies of these at the Dollar Tree. You guys need to go check it out. But it was oh my gosh, it was great. I definitely want to read this book again, but I got like 20 other books that I've bought at the Dollar Tree, and I need to catch up. But definitely, you guys, if I had to choose between these two, this one definitely takes the cake. You guys, I cannot. It was such a good book. As I was reading it, it was funny. My brother was here at my house, and I'm just sitting on the couch. My daughter's asleep. I think my husband was making us something to eat in the kitchen, and I'm here reading the book, and all of a sudden I'm like, no, and they're like, what's going on? Like, they thought I was hurt or something. I hurt myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm telling them what happened, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. I love reading, you guys, and that book definitely did its job and had me on the tips of my toes. It was great. Definitely pick it up. So it was Another Woman's Daughter by Fiona Sussman and A Simple Hope by Rosalind Lauer. Pick these books up if you see them at the Dollar Tree, you guys. If you see any books at Dollar Tree that you think I should review or you would like me to review, comment below with their names. I have quite a few more books that I am going to be reviewing for you guys. The next book I'm reading is called The Privileges. I'm having a hard time reading that one, you guys. Honestly, it's normally I have a hard time if I'm having a hard time with the first couple of chapters. I kind of struggle through the book because I'm just not entertained by it. I love to be entertained by it. I love to not want to put the book down, and this one definitely did that, and so did A Simple Hope. But this book is not doing that for me. So hopefully I can get through it, and then I will review that one for you guys next. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on my next haul video or my next review video. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!